What's up, everybody? It's Brian with another Dinner and a Show movie review on the road. It's a little late because it was kind of a date night last night and just kind of, yeah, didn't really plan on doing the episode last night, but I did go watch Solo, a Star Wars story last night, fan event. Pretty much the earliest showing I could. And yeah, there was a lot of speculation and behind the scenes because of all the drama of firing the directors, getting Ron Howard in. Lord and Miller were the original directors, and they got fired for creative differences. So Ron Howard stepped in, and he pretty much reshot about a good 80% of the movie, if at least. And that's a buttload of money right there. So you know that the movie looked like it was in really big trouble. So yeah, and the trailers didn't look that promising, especially the Super Bowl trailer. I was like, ugh. The way the title came in for the trailer, I don't know, it just looked really cheesy and cheap, and I was just like, oh gosh. Here we go, the first big rotten clunker since the prequels. Excuse me. Getting over a cold too. But I can safely say that it was a lot of fun. And it's not like the best Star Wars movie ever, but hey, it's. I think that with everything going against it, it pulled off the Kessel Run. Pretty successful, I'd say. So what's the story? Well, basically, Alden Ehrenreich plays Han Solo, and he's trying to get off his home planet of Corellia with also his lover Kira, played by Emilia Clarke. And they get separated, and Han joins the Empire, and he meets up with these renegade hunters or smugglers named Tobias Beckett. He's the leader, and he's played by Woody Harrelson. And so he gets to join in on the heist. He actually meets Chewie while he's in the Empire, so that was pretty cool. And I forget the name. Peter Mayhew retired the role, and I think Jonas, I want to say that's his name. He's Finnish. He's a really tall actor, and he pretty much has taken over for Peter Mayhew since he's unfortunately too old to continue. Oh gosh, a wreck almost happened in front of me. So anyway, I'm trying to think. Okay, yeah, so he meets Chewie and they join this crew led by Tobias Beckett, played by Woody Harrelson. The heist fails, and now they have to go meet Drygon, I think, and his name. Yeah, Drygon Voss, played by Paul Bettany of Vision fame, and they have to steal basically this refined fuel. That's pretty much worth a ton. And in order to do that, they need to gather up a crew. They need to go get some get a ship for one, and who other than to ask than Lando, played by Donald Glover. And I think his droid pilot, First Mate, L3, played by, I think, Phoebe Wright-Washington. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Sorry if I did. So yeah, he has the Millennium Falcon, and off they go on another adventure. That's kind of the bit of it. It plays more like a spaghetti western. There's a lot of great visuals, a lot of Western visuals. Western mean like the cowboy kind of themed. Like there's a classic shot of someone holding the blaster or like blaster at the holster, just getting ready to draw. And so there were some cool visuals like that. The animatronics are, spectacular. If I didn't know any better, there was CGI. There's a lot of CGI, of course, but a lot of it's prosthetics and just props, like they're live on the set for the actors to interact with. So I think Star Wars actors get very spoiled by just how many things they put on the set. It's like a green ball or something like that. It's really, really cool how they're able to do that. Story itself, kind of a little floppy at first. It's almost as if the hyperdrive is out like an Empire Strikes Back, but they somehow take it out in the last maybe 20 minutes and back into full hyperspeed or back into hyperspace, whatever it is. So that was a lot of fun. There are a lot of Easter eggs in there for the hardcore fans, for the casual moviegoer fans, especially for the hardcore fans, because there's some throwaway lines in there that's like an Easter egg, but you wouldn't know who they were unless you watched the TV show or read a book or something like that, and you're like, oh wow, that's so cool. Because there was a character that I found out was killed by Tobias Beckett that you would not know who they were unless you watched the TV show. So I thought that was really cool. Trying to think what else there was. Okay, so there's a cameo. So the kind of another Easter egg for the hardcore fans, or the ones that have paid attention to the TV show. I think the franchise is now rewarding. We're now seeing the rewards of watching the TV shows, at least, and even a little, to an extent, the books, reading the books. Because there's a character that shows up that, unless you've paid attention to the TV shows, like you will know who this person is, but you will not know why or how, unless you watch the TV shows, the Clone Wars and Rebels. So, yes, I very much enjoyed that cameo. However, I can see a lot of confusion in the timeline, a lot of confusion in just when this is supposed to happen, because this takes place between Episode 3 and Episode 4. What did I wish for? I wish there were more Han and Chewie moments, because Han and Chewie provide, like, the combo. I mean, it's really cool. I just kind of wish there was more development of trust between them. I wish there was more just development on what they do. Well, not what they do, just kind of how they were able to, be who they were. Like, the best buds, the dynamic duo of the galaxy. I mean, because that's kind of important. And I think the most important thing that I don't think the movie quite answered is why Han Solo wants to be a pilot. Like, he says he wants to be a pilot. Great. That's his goal. And we even, he obviously gets the Millennium Falcon at the end. So yes, he achieves his goal of being a pilot. And I just wish that they kind of showed him being a little more of legendary. I don't think he received legendary status at the end of the movie. I don't think people find him to be formidable. I don't think people find him to be just as popular. I mean, it just looked like he was still starting out. But, hey, maybe that'll be room for more movies, if they make more Han Solo movies. I kind of hope they do. So, I mean, if the movie had anything right, I want to say that they got right the fact that they may make more movies, hopefully. So I hope that this series does good. There wasn't a whole lot of excitement or buzz, going into this movie. People were wondering why the heck this movie was being made. And but I think they did a pretty good job. Trying to think. It's my neighbor. they so Donald Glover was amazing. I think he did a really good job. There were a couple of crew members. I don't remember their names, or the cast members' names, unfortunately, but they aren't that memorable. They died pretty early, and you're just kind of like, okay, what were they for? Paul Bettany was good. He was a good villain. You know, he wasn't like that utilized, but yeah, he was good. I think Han Solo still has a little bit of optimism in him. Like, cause in A New Hope, he's only in it for the money. He only saves Leia because of the money. And he does have a change of heart at the end, which is great. You know, because they blow up the Death Star, and it's because Han came back. But, it looks like that he's still a little more optimistic, and that he still has a little bit more of tragedy to happen. I don't know, because if this is supposed to be a standalone movie and we're just supposed to believe, okay, this is, I think that I think that I think it could have been more complete. If it was a standalone movie, I wish that Han Solo's development would have been more complete. Emilia Clarke was okay, definitely the weakest of the group. Woody Harrelson was fantastic. Love the dude. I wish his character could do more, but I think for what we got, he plays the Haymitch character that he played in Hunger Games pretty much in this movie, and it was pretty good. Just a little more calloused, and a little more, antagonistic. I think the pacing, I said the pacing was a little lumpy. Chewie was fantastic, yeah. Chewie and Donald Glover pretty much stole the show. Donald Glover, he was pretty much a splitting image, or a splitting, like, younger reflection of Lando Calrissian. And I was like, yes, that's what we needed. And I think Donald Glover pulled that off great, while still kind of making Lando his own character. L3 was a little bit annoying. Well, I mean, funny, but a little annoying. Some of the dialogue was kind of cheesy. Something that I would either hear on a soap opera or something like that. And I was like, come on, write women characters better, you know, because Star Wars is really pushing, you know, just strong female characters. And I'm just like, okay, write better characters, please. I mean, I have big complaint. I mean, I think Emilia Clarke's character is fine, but they didn't develop her a whole lot. You know, again, that was kind of the problem I had with Vice Admiral Holdo and Rose. You know, they were, you know, Rose was likable, but she, you know, I didn't think she was very necessary, and Vice Admiral Holdo I just don't like at all. She was annoying, and frustrating, I would say. But yeah, Kira was a fine character, and it gave Han some motivation to become the best pilot, so that he can, you know, find her and everything like that. But I think once that arc was completed, because we all know that Han and Leia end up together, you know, so you know that that's not going to last. What's Han's goal? Why is he still, you know, being a smuggler? I think that was a question that I wanted answered, and I don't think that, and it wasn't. So yeah, I mean, other than that, you know, it was still a fun time. I had fun. Action was great. I don't think there was a lot of, you know, close-up, you know, really quick cuts for the action, which was great, because I hated the fact that I hate action movies that do that. It's lazy, and it's just really frustrating to pay attention to. Yeah. So I'll even say, like, what should I call it? Last Jedi. I mean, I have my frustrations with it, but it at least did action scenes right. Really enjoyed that. So yeah, other than that, I think it's fun. I think you should give it a watch. It was a fun movie, and I think for the most part it'll appease a lot of Star Wars fans, and so I hope it does well, because, you know, hey, maybe we'll get another Han Solo movie or a Lando movie or something like that to try and make things a little more exciting. So I'm going to give this a high five. Out of all the Disney movies, Disney Star Wars movies that comes out, my rankings right now are Rogue One, Force Awakens, Solo, and then The Last Jedi. Yeah, my opinion of Last Jedi has changed a lot, but, you know, whatever. That's great. Movies are subjective. So anyway, go watch this movie. It's great. I think you'll have fun. And until next time, I will see you at the movies.